Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hariharan sir. Satyendra sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jayachandra. And wish you all the best. We are not able to hear you, Mr. Jayachandra. You can unmute. Good afternoon, Barik Saab.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Satyendra sir, good afternoon, sir.
Shall I start?
No, wait, Jayachandra sir, wait.
Wait ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Wait ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. They are asking us to wait.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir.
Suvir sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you, Barik?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Nice, sir. Nice, sir.
Manoj sir, good evening, Manoj sir. Sir, आप unmute कर लीजिए.
Mute करेगा, sir.
Yeah, I've unmuted myself. A very good evening to all of you.
I think he's not getting the link. Just follow him.
Very good evening, Bajpayee sir.
Good evening, Manoj sir. Good evening, Bajpayee sir.
Very good evening, ma'am.
Namaskar.
Good evening, Professor Vajpayee. Yeah, namaskar. And good evening, Professor Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Very good evening, sir. Very good evening.
Good evening. Yes, yes. So we are meeting after some time on this virtual platform to both of you.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Because of COVID, it has been a long
Yes,
period.
yes. Yes.
Good evening, Vajpayee sir. Good evening, Manoj sir.
Very good evening.
Good evening, Manish.
Sir, प्रणाम sir. प्रणाम. Good evening, sir. दिलीप बोल रहा हूँ.
दिलीप कहाँ है? हाँ, दिलीप जी. ओके. वेरी गुड इवनिंग.
जी सर. कैसे हैं सर?
बस बढ़िया बेटा. आप कैसे हैं?
बढ़िया सर, बढ़िया. आपका आशीर्वाद है सर.
Very good evening, Arcot sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Arcot sir, are you connected, sir?
Mr. B.S. Jayachandra ji, in the meanwhile, adjust your face.
Thank you, sir. Kindly.
Within 2 minutes, VC sir is joining. Yes.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar ji.
Namaskar.
Seeing after long time, sir.
Yes,
Same
yes.
Yes, yes.
Thanks to COVID, it has been a pretty long time.
I know, sir. I know. So,
A warm welcome to respected VC sir, Professor Ashish Vajpayee,
वो लाइट जला दो.
Professor Manoj Mishra, Hariharan sir,
पानी.
Subir sir, Satyendra sir, all my faculty colleagues. A warm welcome once again for the Viva Voce of V.S. Jayachandra. And best of luck, Mr. Jayachandra,
Thank you, madam.
Over
Thank
to
you.
VC, sir.
Yeah, sir, very good afternoon to all of you. That is today's external examiners, Dr. Ashish Vajpayee, Dr. Manoj Mishra ji. So both of them, are sort of, they know our university very well. Professor Dr. Ashish Vajpayee ji is, for the benefit of those that have not met him, by any chance earlier, he's a renowned professor from BHU, from the Institute of Management, BHU. And Dr. Manoj Mishra ji, he is the associate professor from the Chanakya Law University. So, hearty welcome to both of you, and also hearty welcome to all the senior faculty members of our university that are joining today's program. Not only senior, all the faculty members, and also all the PhD scholars that are joining this from across the country. So, a hearty welcome to all of you. And today we have got the Viva Voce of Mr. Jayachandra, and his supervisor is, I think, Dr. Bhagwat Varki. Am I right? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dr. Bhagwat Varki. So now, Mr. Jayachandra, what we have been doing for our Viva Voce has been that the scholar will give a presentation for about 45 minutes maximum. Be very crisp and give the highlights. Please take it, that, the extra examiners, they had an opportunity. They have gone through your thesis, in detail, line by line, they have gone through that and they have given the comments. So this being the case, you can give the highlights. And after that, both the examiners will have the first right. They have the right to examine the scholar. And once their examination is over, then it is open to the rest of us, to make any comments on this. So with these few words, over to Mr. Jayachandra to make his presentation.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. I will do it, sir. Sir, I am V.S. Jayachandra, sir. I am a research scholar. VC, sir, I am thankful for your kind advice, and the panel members, I am grateful to you for allowing me to present. I am a research scholar from ICFA University. My subject is impact of mobile banking with on customer satisfaction with reference to retail banking, sir. My co-supervisor is Dr. Arcot, and my research supervisor is Dr. Benedict, sir. And the table of contents contain action taken report, introduction, literature review.
Jayachandra sir, can you share the PPT from your end? Are you sharing? It's not visible.
No, I will share it, sir. I will share it from my end. I will share it, sir. I will share it.
Okay.
Share my word. Share my word. I will share it, sir. Ilva. Sir, it is not coming, sir. Please, there it is showing.
Post disabled.
Huh?
Post disabled participants.
Oh, it has been disabled, sir, from my end, from your end.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Sir, just stay for 1 second. We are giving you the rights so that you can share.
Okay, sir. 1 second.
Yeah, Mr. Jayachandra, now you can share.
Now I can share it. Okay, sir, madam, I will share it now. I will share it now. Now, It has been done, madam. Huh? ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Make it in slideshow mode.
Slideshow ಮಾಡಿ. 1 minute, madam. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now it is okay, madam?
Yes, yes.
No. So, I have given an impact, madam. If my subject is impact on customer or mobile banking and customer satisfaction with reference to retail bank. Other things I have told, madam. The table of contents contain action taken report, introduction, literature review, and research objectives, research methodology, sampling and respondents profile, and data analysis, decision and implications and limitations and future scopes are. Action taken report. Action taken report has been taken as per university guidelines, sir. And the scope done, sir. SPSS has been included, sir. The literature review gap has been written, sir, and we have improved. Editing has been done multiple times, and special background of digital information and communication technology has revolutionized it. And after 1990 liberalization, this one has become a traditional banking has been slowly replacing with self technology, madam. And according to Lookman, the mobile banking gives more features and functionalities, hence it is useful, madam. And Digital India policy, as well as various financial initiatives, according to SINA, has given the motivation for study, madam. And then this one, banking sector can be national. We have segregated into 4 stages, madam. That is before 1955, pre-nationalization, 1955 to nationalization, and 1990 to 2014 is introduction of financial services, and 2004 onwards full liberalization. Banking structure has been segregated into structured and unstructured, and in structured commercial and cooperatives, madam. And in the commercial public sector and public sector banks, foreign sector bank, private sector bank, and regional banks has been done. In public sector, it can be done in 3 stages. One, SBI and its subsidiaries, and public sector banks and nationalized banks, madam. And technological innovations from 1990 to 2014 has been a tremendous factor, and Rangarajan committee has given a flip to it, and not 97, it is 100% computerization has come in, and self-service technologies like ATMs, automations has come, and RBI technical committee has made a move towards technological development, madam. Sir, and mobile banking, especially 2013 to 2013, has been quadruplicated, and 604 million people uses mobile banking, but now it is much more has been done, sir. And need for study is branch banking is not only costly, it is difficult to set up. For 1.3 billion people, it takes nearly 2 decades. Hence, the mobile banking can be there, and it is a region specific and sector specific, madam. Few studies has been done in this regard. Then some of the literature reviews we have gone through is a number of them we have gone through. In that, few of them we have said. Yes, Sharma mentions that first ATM was introduced in Finland Luqman defines mobile banking as an instrument wherein the internet is used through mobile, and Tao has a TAM model has given, madam, and technical committee report has said long term has mentioned about the long term gains, madam, and Button Khan has said in significant, they have done a study on two core banks, Jammu and Kashmir, HDFC, and other PNB and SBI, where the technological developments has taken place. And Soho and Motol has said that in Lebanon, banking is still in an infant stage, madam. And literature review we have studied is about 156 books. In that 10 books I have referred, madam, sir. And the research paper is 61, and conference papers are 25, and websites and links are 55, and seminar papers are 5, sir. And the research gap, it is particularly done with regard to India and Bangalore, and also it is customer. A few studies has been done with regard to customer services and self-service technologies. India is a potential market for mobile banking, and the most significant factor is 90% of the Indians have a mobile, and in that 80% are having a bank account, and 35% are rural segment people. In that 70% are dormant that can be filled up by mobile banking, and and there is a limited literature review regarding customer aspect due to the implementation of mobile banking in retail banking in these areas, madam. And the problem statement, despite technological developments and banking, RBI included, visually impaired people has been left out, and some of the banking initiatives has not been taken. And according to Wilson, computer mobile banking is improving the access of computers and mobile banking, which can help to the visually impaired people. And the research objectives are mainly three, madam, to know, sir, to know the influence of demographic variables on the factors of mobile banking, also to identify the influence of demographic on customers variables on customer satisfaction, to identify the impact of various dimensions of mobile bank customer satisfaction. To overcome this one, we have to provide the suitable measures to improve the mobile banking transactions, sir. These are all the objectives, sir. And based on these objectives, we have drawn 8 hypotheses that accessibility of mobile banking customers in H1 and privacy of mobile banking services on customer H2, and H2, H3 is mobile banking security influences customer satisfaction, mobile banking design influences customer satisfaction, H5 accessibility of mobile banking website influence customer satisfaction, the speed and operations responsiveness influence H6, and convenience H7, and affordability H8, sir. H affordability that includes fees and charges. And the research methodology we have used is type of research is explanatory and quantitative. Data is primary as well as secondary. The survey method is through survey, that is both offline and online, and administering is personal, and setting up technical Likert scales, first strongly disagree to strongly agree, and models is SPSS and MS models, and statistical tools we have used is Cronch Alpha, one-way analysis, James Howell post-product test, and regression to judge the variables, dependent and independent variables. Independent variables, we have identified 8 factors, that is accessibility, privacy, security, design, content, speed, convenience, and fees charges, which are connected to dependent variables like demographic variables like age and other things with respect to customer satisfaction. And the sampling methods is non-probability. We have used in potential, and the framing sampling frame is four mobile. The four banks were selected. That is population. That is SBI, Bank of Baroda, ICICI, HDFC from banking, and sampling size. Minimum sampling size that was required was 385, but according to Crunch Alpha formula. But to be on a safer side, we have added 7.5%, that is 150 has been used, and 500 samples were collected. Out of it, we have distributed this sample size to each 125 for each bank to make it 500, madam. Sir, then 1 minute. ಯಾವ್ದು 1 minute, 1 minute. Next. The pilot study has been done, taking the 10% of the population, that is, it should be required 50, madam, sir, as per comment 2006, but 56 responses were collected, and Crunch Alpha test community test where questionnaires were consistent and recovery, and customers were looking to the difficulties, and legal feedback was taken. And the results of pilot study can be seen here. All are at a safer side. Yabos only except 1, 6, all other 7 and 8 is there, madam. Sir, the scope of the study. See, there are as per 2018, there are 1,176 million mobile users are there, and in a rural area there are 528 million are there. And the Bangalore is becoming a silicon city and a technologically adaptive city, and the importance of mobile banking is necessary. Study the mobile banking in with regard to Bangalore. And these are all the data. See, from the 4 banks, originally we have segregated into 5 sub clusters. Then further it has been reduced to 4, and it has been distributed to all the 4 banks: SBI, SBS, Bank of Baroda, and ICICI Bank. 2 public sectors and 2 private sector banks, and each from them 125 is collected. And the statistical tools we have used is SPSS, and the frequency is to review the sample size. Percentage is proportion to a particular variable, and the mean is to a particular variable display, and standard deviation, degree of variation, regression, influential relationship between 2 variables, that is dependent and independent, and factor analysis has been considered. In the age factors, it is usually middle-aged youngsters between 25 to 45, they use it more, and gender-wise male persons, marital status, married people uses more, educational qualifications, usually graduates, postgraduates use mobile banking, and income group below between 20 to 60,000 people, they use more. And type of the bank, it has been 50%, both public, the private sector use banking. Above 5 to 10 years, people use mobile bank. And this is the descriptive statistics of mobile construction. Accessibility is 3.98, and convenience is 3.7, privacy is 4, and security is 4.3, and degree of construct is 4.7, and content is 3.78, speed is 378, and fees charges is 3.6, and customer satisfaction is 3.54, which are all at a more normal. See, when we are kind of few findings, we have found out that between 26 to 45 people, as per post-adapters, they use more significant in using mobile banking. And it is significant, there is a age respondents of the mobile banking with respect to convenience as per ISDO and Alpha. Inconsistent with it, Sheshadri and Rani has said that it is not so. Educational level has not significantly significant, as well as mobile banking has an impact on occupation, has an impact on mobile banking, as per study of Seshadri and Ismail. Aurangabad has said the family income has a significant effect, and gender has a significant differences in mobile banking. On occupation and marital status, there is a 5% level of significance, where other variables like age, gender, income, educational qualification does not have impact on customer satisfaction. Inconsistent with that, Ismail has said education does not have an impact on customer satisfaction. There is no significant differences in e-banking adoption between consumers and different income groups. So the pilot study relationship between family income and mobile bank ANOVA games over test is 0.05 significance, madam. And this is the regression analysis test we are presenting it. And hypothesis, sir, accessibility, convenience, privacy, security, design, content, and speed, fees charges, with respect to customer satisfaction. These are all the hypotheses 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 8 has been put into test, sir. Research contribution. The research contribution factors educational level, age, gave a deep understanding of the customer satisfaction influenced by themselves. And the findings of the study include customers of every age find mobile banking best for transactional tests like checking the balances and depositing the funds. The conclusion, the life of the consumer became easier, and the use of mobile banking and technologically helps the modern consumers, and consumer is a king in the market, and is depend on customer, and his customer side, his satisfaction is more. So in that respect, accessibility, convenience, privacy, security, or design, content, speed, appears, all these independent factors appears most important, sir. Has to be improved, and banks as well as other service providers should give an opportunity of safe and pleasant mobile banking. Then the theoretical implications, demographic like age, occupation, and income, sir. Age does not signify influence according to Sheshadri, sir. But however, details of the research by Sita and Alif found age has a significant effect. They are opposite of it. Education level has a significant on mobile factor on customer satisfaction. But Alamin has given an opposite view, Aline and Ismail. And then family income has a significant effect according to Aurangabad, sir. Has a say customer satisfaction. Yeah, but Aurangabad and Ismail has said there is no significant impact, sir. Managerial implications. Banks, along with other industries, should make efforts to increase the public awareness, use utility, and other other benefits offered by it, sir. And digital economy has to be popularized. Then ISO 8583 has to be adopted, and networking congestion has to be addressed, and standardization through low-end and Java-based phones should be popularized, and security options according to Ponde has to be improved, sir. Demographic marital status variables affect the influence of customers banking, sir. As per occupation, all factors of mobile banking shows difference except in accessibility and security, sir. Limitations. It has been done particularly in Bangalore and retail banking, sir. This one, we have selected only 4 banks: SBI, Bank of Baroda, ICICI, and HDFC, sir. And 4 foreign banks has been kept, which is difficult to approach, which are different approach and culture, and has been kept, sir. However, some more factors may be explored, applying other appropriate statistical tools for a future studies. Since this study is concentrated mobile in urban areas, whose perception and opinion might differ from the rural people, there is a potential for studying mobile banking in rural context, wherein they may be less exposed to technological innovations, sir. Along with Dr. Beric sir and then Dr. Arcot sir, I have published a paper, an empirical investigation on consumer limited mobile banking payment services in a Westbell journal, sir. And I have also, according to entrepreneurial motivation conceptual analysis in ICFI journal, I have published a article, sir. Then participated seminar in ICFI, an article on cyber attacks on banking, sir. Then integration of IT and MA planning in MS Institute of Technology Banking. I have presented a paper as well as participated, sir. Then acknowledgement. Lastly, coming back to it, I have to acknowledge everybody, and I am grateful to whole ICFI faculty members who treated me like a family member, but I cannot do everyone so by name. But I have to mention few of them. The first and the foremost is Dr. Bhagwat Beric sir, who is not only a guide, who is a philosopher to me in making multiple corrections, guidances, and other things. Then Beric, Dr. Arcot Purna Prasad, who has been a major motivational factor for me. And I cannot forget about Professor Roar Ross for his magnanimous gesture for me in continuing this one, and Dr. R. Masundar, Dr. Rumana Bhattacharya for their exertion. But also I am grateful to persons like Dr. Satyendra Kishore and Dr. Hariharan for their guidance and spirited advice, sir. But the last but not the least, I must say to the institution where I am working, Mr. Syed Munawar, and also my colleagues who are helpful in not only give me a moral support and encouragement, without whose support I could not have been done. Then the last but not least, the family members are helpful in doing the things, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jayachandra.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So a very crisp presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I request Dr. Ashish Majumdarji to kind of to evaluate him through Viva Voce. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. What you can do is, Mr. Jayachandra, you can stop sharing the screen unless the examiners want you to show any part of the screen or the slides. Otherwise, you can pick up that so that there will be no distraction.
Stop sharing the screen. Or carry the matra points.
So, Mr. Jayachandra, are you comfortable?
Yes, sir, I am very comfortable. Tell me, sir.
It is very nice to see that at this age also you have attempted and you have quite successfully done your work. You need to be complimented for it.
Now, the credit should go to very good whole ICFA staff, sir. They are the motivational factors for me.
Okay. So, let us start. The first thing I wish to be clear about is, in your research work, you have mentioned the scope of this study.
Yes, sir.
Instead of writing the scope of this study, you have written about the scope of mobile banking. Is it so or not?
No, it is the scope of the study is regarding mobile banking, sir. That we have stressed on in that term. Why it is regarding the study is regarding mobile banking only.
Yes, I do understand. I do understand. But what I could see was that you have written about the scope of mobile banking.
Scope of mobile banking, yes. Scope of the study is interlinked with the scope of the mobile banking. That is how it is there.
But the two things are different. Scope of the study is different. Scope of mobile banking is different.
The scope of the study is, sir, we have studied my thesis heading is impact of mobile banking on customer satisfaction with respect to retail banking. So in that regard, we have to study the scope only.
So my question is, what scope have you kept for your study? Scope is the delimiting factor. It is a boundary that you have created for your research work. So what is the boundary you have created for your research work? That is, I wish to understand. Am I able to communicate my question?
Yes, sir. Now the boundary is regarding how the mobile banking is connected to all independent variables with respect to the demographic variables, how the people use us at the different age group and other things we use and their accessibility, all those things we have said, sir.
Okay. Okay. My second question is, why have you used exploratory research design?
Exploratory means we have to go through each in detail those things. That is why we have gone through it, sir. We have explored the areas which is not known. That is the reason, sir.
But exploration is done in every research. Don't you feel so?
Yes, sir.
Actually, it should have been only
Professor Vajpayee. Professor Vajpayee.
Ji, sir.
I would like to add to the question that you have just asked.
Please.
Mr. Jayachandra, you have used exploratory research as the research methodology, but when you have actually done your research, you have used descriptive, you have used factor analysis, you have used causal research, because these are the causes for consumer satisfaction. You have mentioned them.
Yes, sir.
Why do you fail to mention all these when you are talking about your research methodology is the question I would like to know. In addition to what Vajpayee sir is asking. What you have, this research, my observation has been is like a pendulum. At one end, you are doing fantastic work, extremely good results. At the other end, a few sentences or a few lines showing that a complete novice is writing it. This is the status of your thesis. Again, here you are writing exploratory research. Exploratory research is usually done before an actual research. And it is not considered as a proper research. and you do not mention the actual researches that you have actually done. Why? Can you answer that? Can you defend this?
Yes, sir. The thing is, see, we have framed the questionnaires based on the research on our subject. Also, we have gone through in person. We have distributed the questionnaire. Also, we have gone through to the Google and taken in-depth answers, and based on their answers, this has been done, sir. Based on the answers of the respondent, we have done it.
Okay, okay. That is actually what is done in the descriptive research. Don't go by the word, please don't go by the word exploratory. You have been carried away by the word exploratory, I suppose. Okay, let us move on to some others. The sample frame, you are saying you have used a sample frame. So what is the sample frame you have used in your work?
The sample frame is around, we have taken 500 respondents, sir, 500 respondents. In that, the sample for a final study, 56 people we have selected it, sample frame.
No, that is the sample size you are talking about. Sample size is something else, sample frame is something else. I'm asking about the sample frame.
I did not know, sir. I am sorry.
No, no, don't feel sorry about it. You have done it. You have done it. You have done it. See,
1 minute, sir. I will just look into. No, 1 minute. I will just look into the discussion. So I will share the screen and let you know, sir.
No. Just let me explain my question to you. I'm asking, where from? Do you have a list of respondents?
Yes, I do have a list of respondents, sir.
That is the sample frame I'm asking.
That is why I do have a list of respondents. I am having it.
Okay.
On a questionnaire, so I have prepared it and distributed it. Also from the Google, I have selected it.
Okay. See, now another query I have. In your recommendation part, you have written that the banks, they need to use the OTP.
No, yes, sir.
But don't you feel that the banks have already been using OTP?
They're using it. They're not almost. They are not putting it to practice in some of the cases, sir. Some of the cases, most of the cases, what we have observed is because of net connectivity and other things, they are not doing it. That is why I have mentioned that one.
Okay, because you have already mentioned that they should use OTPs, but they are already using OTPs.
They are using OTPs, sir, already.
So that cannot be a recommendation from your side. When it is already being done, sir. Something is already being done. Okay. Have you used cluster sampling?
Now, cluster sampling we have used. That is, I have done about it. See, the 4 banks earlier we have done it into 5 sub-clusters and then resegregated into 4 sub-clusters.
Okay. My question is cluster sampling a probabilistic method of study or a non-probabilistic method?
It has been said. We have mentioned it, sir. It is the non-probabilistic we have mentioned it.
Okay. Over to Mishra, sir, please.
Okay, sir, you have already asked a lot of questions, so I'll just ask one question. You have mentioned that you have used the Google form mainly because it was a COVID regime. Yeah, and then you're also saying that you have gone face to face and you have interacted face to face also.
Sir.
So
surely, sir.
Is this not contradicting yourself? I mean,
No,
what
it
have you
is-
done? Have you gone through the Google route because of
No, it
COVID?
is.
Or have you gone and met
No,
the people face to face? How do you
No,
justify
both
that?
I have done it, sir. No, 1 minute. Both we have done it, sir. Because after 2019 pandemic, we have gone through a Google forum. Before that, I have prepared a questionnaire, met them, distributed it, and collected their sample answers in answer. And I have spent each of them around 10 to 20 minutes there one, because assuring that their privacy will be maintained and their answers will not be utilized for any other purpose. It is not in a contradictory to each other. It is complementary.
Okay. Thank you. I don't think that I have any other question.
So Dr. Bhagavat Barik, who is his guide, you also can ask some questions and you can evaluate, even though I have guided him.
Yes, sir. No such specific questions, but Mr. Jayachandra has tried hard to give some of these answers. But one thing, Mr. Jayachandra, sir, can you just highlight that how you have taken this sample from the different banks? Just to what Bajpayee sir was asking, can you just explain how you have
Sir,
taken?
sample well. See, for some of the banks, I have personally visited them, gone there, and after pandemic, they never allowed me inside the bank, and the managers were reluctant to allow banks inside. So I took their emails and sent them the questionnaires and collected the answers, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, Dr. Arkat Ponoprasadji.
Yes, sir. I am here, sir.
Yeah,
Are you able to hear me?
No, you have been, also kind of, being in Bangalore, you have been guiding him, for quite some time, very patiently. So, anything you would like to ask or any comments from your side, sir?
Sir, definitely, sir. Dr. Jayachandra, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Sorry.
sir. I am able to hear, sir.
Yeah, Professor Jayachandra, I just want to know how and how you want to continue further.
Continue, Professor. I will be continuing in my teaching profession, sir. Also, I want to present some of the papers in the national and international journals with the help of Derek and yourself. Especially on the research papers, I would like to.
Professor Jayachandra, what happens is after PhD, people stop writing and stop researching.
No, I don't know. No, I will continue my research.
Okay.
I will continue it. I will continue. That is my hobby, sir.
Because
otherwise, I would not have brought up to this level.
And with this, you can continue. You can also guide some research scholars under you and make them, scholar like you in the future also. That is what we are expecting from, a researcher who comes out with a PhD degree.
Surely, sir. Surely.
Yes,
Surely,
sir.
sir. I will do it, sir.
That's all from my side, sir.
Okay. So, thank you very much. So, if both the extra examiners, if you say that you have completed the evaluation, now we'll keep it open to questions by the other participants. Dr. Ashish Bajpayee and Dr. Manoj Mishraji.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, we can go ahead with the open question answers.
Mr. Jayachandra, in fact, despite his age and despite various constraints, he worked hard. So he started his entire the sampling and all that the study before the COVID itself. So that time, as he was saying, he has gone to the bank branches and collected some data, and after that, when it came. So that way, am I right, Mr. Jayachandra? I'm not.
100% correct, sir.
On your behalf, I should not answer on your behalf. I'm just.
No, you have done it. No, you have done it, sir. Actually, your motivation.
Let me add one point. Okay. Sir, when Jayachandra sir came to me and he told he is the principal of a college, okay, and he want to do research. I was wondering, how can I, help him or how can I support him? The principal of a college, okay, and he was so humble and he used to meet me every day and he used to take inputs and he started this, very humble journey, and I should appreciate, the inspiration what he got, from all these works and all that. So hats off to you, sir, for your, wonderful dedication.
Okay.
And especially one thing I am mentioning, sir, I am interested in it. Especially when I was in a desperate condition, ORS Rao, 2 seminars, he called me then and motivated me. I must also remember Dr. B.M. Singh, not to give up and do it. SPSS seminar I have attended in Ikpan, Jharkhand. And he is really a kind of a fountainhead of a spirit, ORS Rao, sir. Thank you, sir.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are happy that finally could complete it. There was a stage where the COVID and he had various the health problems and other problems that were there. There were problems.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, he had lots of problems in his own college also. So there was a point of time where he thought of
rang up to you.
Discontinuing it. Don't give up, because you worked so long, that's what. Okay, that's what. So now, any kind of a questions, any comments from Dr. Satyendra Kishore, Dr. Hariharan, Dr. Suvi Chattopadhyay ji?
But he has worked very hard and he has been sincere all through. So I think he deserves it. I mean, yes, and we should compliment him.
Oh, thank you, sir. Sir, one person I have to mention, it is Dr. Rajkumar also, sir. He is a fantastic guide. 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. So any comments, any views, Dr. Hariharan, sir?
Yeah, Mr. Chandra, Mr. Jayachandra.
Yes, sir.
It had been a wonderful journey for you at this stage, being a principal, and this is sometimes to feel that how we'll be able to complete the thesis. But yes, you have done a really remarkable job to doing the research for completing your PhD, and we are really very much happy to see you at this stage now. And I hope that you'll continue what your
my
co-supervisor also is mentioning.
Sir,
yes, sir.
Surely, sir, I will be, my continuation with the ICFI will continue, sir.
Yes,
it will continue even after the completion.
We will always welcome this, your relationship with us. And certainly we feel that, yes, you are in the academics, so I believe that you will be guiding research scholars. So my only question is that, guiding the research scholars, what all you'll be taking? Okay, what all you'll be doing? Yes, any particular thing out of your experience of undergoing the research work?
The first one, I expected them with my own drawbacks and other things. I have accepted to be consistent and honest.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Have to be consistent.
And we'll extend our hand to congratulate you. Of course, we are on the virtual platform, and hopefully we'll see you as Dr. B.S. Jayachandra if our examiners permit. Yes, you can see.
Very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you.
Okay. All the best.
Very
any views, comments, or questions from Dr. Suvi Chattopadhyay, sir?
Professor Jayachandra, thank you very much for a very good work and for the journey what you had over the years in spite of you so many things. I am not having any specific question or anything like that. Only I am having 2-3 queries only for my own knowledge, I can tell you. When you just made the literature review for your digital mobile banking or something like that, find out any type of literature where there was the effect of demonetization in the the mobile banking. Could you find out anything like that?
Yes, I have found out digital. It has improved the see demonetization has helped in accelerating the digital banking.
Yes,
and especially mobile banking. That has been mentioned in our PhD.
Okay, very good. And what's about your COVID-19? Definitely, it has helped.
You know, it has helped. See, we have taken the negative factors as a positive factor. And go through it into some of the literature reviews and other things. And in that respect, Dr. Rajkumar's help was magnificent because I did not know how to Kharagpur University click and other things, which he has guided me.
Okay, fine. That means we can say these two events was the also catalyst for speedy adoption of mobile banking or something like that.
Surely, sir, surely.
But this mobile banking actually, due to the technology development and this thing, these are very dynamic. What was happening say 3 years back, it may be having something different after 2 or 5 years back or something like that. Particularly when government of India is thinking for this introduction of digital currency in a big way.
Yes, yes, sir.
I think whenever you will be conducting research for your juniors, subsequently, you can keep this thing in the mind also. You should extend this one, that how this present technological advantage and this thing, how it can be further improved upon with the change scenario, with the change scenario.
So that is awesome.
So that was my this thing suggestion. Or
thank you. Surely, sir.
And anyway, thank you very much for your doing a very good job. And already the experts have given you the very good, the compliment for your work. I am also complimenting.
Thank you, sir.
Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, any other participants that are participating? You know,
yes, sir.
I can see our PhD. I can see our faculty members. Also, we have got a number of our PhD scholars from various batches that are participating. Yes, Dr. Rumnaji.
Yes, sir. I would like to appreciate Mr. Jayachandra. The journey he started from 2014 till now. He had a lot of patience. At this age, he had done, and its presentation was very crisp, and also, I think his journey was a tough journey till here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. So, any other faculty members or the PhD scholars? Any questions that you have or any comments that you have? You're welcome. Yeah, Dr. Susan, Dr. Rajkumar, anybody else? Okay. Yeah. So in case there are no comments, I would like to again compliment Mr. Jayachandra for the hard work and the sustained work that he has done. So while in fact the kind of the both the extra examiners, they have evaluated and they have given feedback without naming the examiners. We have passed on the feedback to Mr. Jayachandra. Similarly, Mr. Jayachandra, today both the examiners, they asked you certain questions. See, in fact, in this world, it's not easy to answer all the questions.
Yes,
but at the same time, and also none of us can say that we know everything, irrespective of the age or experience or anything.
Irrespective.
Yeah, but at the same time, it helps, even after the VIVOS is over, you can ponder over those things.
Surely, sir.
See, like, in fact, sort of what are these questions and, sort of what are the implications of that. So that kind of this thing, introspection, if not only you, any one of us can do that.
Surely,
I think that will help a lot.
Surely,
considering your seniority, considering right now, you're the principal, and in the academics, when once you become PhD, the expectations are very high.
Surely, that is also.
On one hand, the entire academic and research community would expect a lot from you.
Surely, sir.
On the same topic, you are supposed to be something like, Dada is supposed to be a domain expert and a research expert. Yeah, so that being the case, so that being the case, after this, the expectation will be, you must be able to publish some good quality papers,
That I will do, sir. That's what I have told Arcot also.
Yeah,
that's what I have told also.
Yeah. Not only good quality papers, but also should be published in the index journals.
Index journals. That I will do,
index
sir.
journals, they have got a hallmark of the quality, and the rigor that is there. And so that is something that you should work on. The second thing is, like when you guide, your PhD scholars, so you have to guide them on the multiple aspects, not only with regard to the domain, particularly in the academic kind of research journey. The research methodology becomes the most important thing.
Yes,
so
sir.
the domain knowledge, and those things are totally different. But the research methodology, the crux of, the academic research, unlike in the case of, a consulting work, any project somebody do into that. So that being the case, so I think, please, I think appreciate, whatever be the kind of questions that are
Surely,
asked.
Sir.
By
Surely, sir.
Both of them are both renowned people that you have. You're so fortunate that you have,
Thanks a lot, sir.
Dr.
I am indebted.
Yeah, he is a very seasoned person.
Seasoned person, sir.
Yeah,
last seminar I have attended his lecture.
Yeah, you would have seen him, like from fundamentals, how he builds up the things into that.
He is a resource. He is a dictionary by himself.
Now, similarly, Dr. Manoj Mishra ji, like he's also a very, very renowned researcher. And, see, both of them, like, in fact, they know our institution, for quite some time and what we are sort of holding for into that. So, that's all what I want to say. What I want to say is, something like, there is something called a journey and there is something called a destination. So,
1 minute. I don't say it is a destination, but this will be a continuation of journey. Continuation of journey, sir. So I can't. And ICFI is my alma mater, sir.
Good. So that way, as far as the PhD is concerned, don't think that is the destination. It is a part of the journey, and I think
it is a part of the journey.
Sort of some milestone, you are sort of.
That is what you can use that word.
But other than that, don't think that is the destination, and
it is not a destination.
Yeah, that's all what I want to advise.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you.
So with these few words, so if Dr. Ashish Vajpayee and Dr. Manoj Mishra, if both of you will allow us, can we congratulate him? Because
yes,
we require your permission. We require your permission.
We have already given the consent, and
yeah. So you've given the consent.
We begin by heartiest congratulations on our part to Dr. Jayachandra now.
Okay, good.
We can
I think,
call him that.
Congratulations, Mr. Chandra. Like, in fact, both the examiners, now, they have recommended, that you'll be kind of awarded the PhD. And, after this, it is just the formalities of the academic council. Other than that, all of us congratulate you.
Thank you.
But the kind of hard work that you have done, and, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, Dr. Jayachandra, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. The credit also should go to you, sir. Thank you.
No, it's all teamwork.
Dr. Arcot Purnaprasad, he's also well-wisher of our university from Bangalore. He has been associated with our PhD program, for quite some time, right from the early days. Thank you very much, Dr. Arcot Purnaprasad ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all the coordination support.
All the guidance that you have given. So thank you all very much. And we also congratulate Dr. Bhagwat Barik, so for having guided this scholar so successfully.
Sir, he has been like to me almost like a philosopher and guide. On every day he used to phone and guide me. This is has to do, that he has to do.
Okay.
And I am extremely grateful to him, sir. Okay. I will never forget about it throughout my life.
Okay. Now, Dr. Barik and Dr. Arcot Purnaprasad, Dr. Rajkumar, then Dr. Rumnaji, Dr. Suzanne, I think our PhD coordination team,
Thank you.
I think every one of you played a role.
Yes.
See that, yes, goes through at various stages into that. So with these few words, thank you all very much for joining our this thing Viva Voce session today virtually. And so thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you again at some other time. Namaskar.
Thank you,
sir. Dr. Ashish Vajpayee ji, Dr. Manoj Mishra ji, बहुत धन्यवाद.
Before closing, I would like everyone to switch off the videos on the video so that I can take a picture.
Dr. Romna ji has not forgotten her job, her responsibility. She wants to take one. So, Lily ji, I think, the evidence of conducting the Viva Voce, through a screenshot into that. So,
Screenshot.
Yeah. So that is the photograph in all practical terms. It is a photograph, in the earlier days into that. Okay. So, Romna ji, are you through with your mission? Yeah. Okay. So, Dhanyavad sir. Thank you all very much. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bishop.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can we leave the call now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Can I?
Dr. Jayachandra.
Thank you, ma'am.